time to bring the bass back.
Mix is the beat of our culture. Your music.
I thank God for the opportunity to make music and for that music to be on a platform for people to come out and love.
Your stories.
It's gold for the Philippines.
The next generation of creators, artists, and filmmakers.
We bring you the latest and greatest impacting people from our community.
Spotlighting inspiring content from Generation Mix.
It's just a true honor to be able to do this, especially with all the great Filipino talent here.
Discover fresh artists first from around the world. Uniquely Filipino.
Step back three. He has got that.
Mix is the beat of our culture.
Hey guys, it's Howard 2 Ebza. Welcome to this MYXclusive interview. Hello to everybody who is tuning in live on all of our social media platforms. I'm so excited to be here with all of you because I will be welcoming a very, very special guest for today's MYXclusive, because joining us today is a Norwegian pop superstar. I'm so excited to have her on. And earlier this month, she released her new single, Bright Cider, which is bursting with positivity and just like the best vibes ever. So everybody, please welcome to MYXclusive, Dagny. Woo!
Hi. Good.
Hi,
Good.
Dagny.
Hi.
Yes, welcome. We're so excited to have you. Where are you calling us from today?
I'm in Oslo, which is where I live in Norway. Yeah, but I'm actually from the north of Norway, which is like pretty far from here. But no, Oslo is good today.
Oh, awesome. What time is it over there?
11:45 in the morning. What time is
so
it?
it's the morning time. It
Yeah,
is
what
4
time is it?
p.m. where I am, so I'm in the future, technically.
You're looking. Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty sunny where I am. So it's looking pretty good. Obviously, I get to talk to you, so it's obviously very, very good. But how have you been? How have you been? I know a lot of things have been going on, especially in the last 2 years, but we've seen a lot of things picking up, especially recently, right? So how have you been these days?
Yeah, good. I mean, like, obviously now everything is starting to go back to normal, like, slowly but surely. And we're actually doing festivals again, which is, festival season is like my favorite. It's Christmas and birthday and New Year's and everything in one. So I'm really like just excited to be playing and being out with my band and meeting people and all that. So I literally have like absolutely no complaints because now I know how it's like to like not be able to tour. So I'm just so appreciative of like every concert we're doing at the moment.
That is so true.
How is it? Do you have festivals, like a lot of festivals happening at the moment?
Over here, not so much, but we do have a lot. We do have a lot of concerts lined up in the next few months, which is also really, really, really exciting. Because I feel like for us, it felt so long. Like it when we were in the height of the lockdown and like pandemic. I feel like concerts and festivals felt so far away. But now that we're here and we get to like experience it again, it's just so crazy. You're kind of just like reborn, and it just makes you feel alive, especially for you as a performer, right? So how have you been like preparing for all of this? I know going back into it as a performer, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. So how's that been for you?
Yeah, I think like we were lucky because we got to do like a few like streaming and stuff like that. When we weren't able to do them live, and we even did like a little tour last year that was very restricted. People would have to like sit, and normally at our shows it's like standing audience and like quite a lot like bigger venues. But the good thing about that was that we were like able to because I released an album during the pandemic, and we were actually like able to play that live and just get a feel for the songs. And so by the time we were now starting doing festivals, it didn't feel like we were suddenly doing like 12 new songs for the first time at the same time. And so in a way we like been able to take like small steps during the whole like last 2 years. And yeah, I think it still feels like everything is suddenly happening all at once. So I feel like all my musicians are like just all over the show, but in like a really positive way, because I think everyone's just like incredibly excited to be busy and to be playing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, we all know what it's like to be stuck at home doing nothing. So now that it's like the, time to actually do stuff, I can imagine like the energy is great. The adrenaline
Yeah.
rush too from performing is just insane. So that's so exciting being able to kind of do that again, finally, going on tour and like festivals and all that. Super exciting time. But speaking of, like you said, that festivals are your favorite season, like festival season is your favorite season. Do you have like a dream show or like a gig that you want to like maybe do in the future?
Ooh, that's a good question. Favorite show? I mean, like Coachella would be amazing, just because I
Ooh.
like because I've never really like played. I've never been there and never played there, and just in general, like I would say, especially in the summer, because Norway is like, we have so many festivals here. I feel like most of the time when it's summer, we just gig around Norway, and then we like would do tours outside of Norway. But it would be amazing to just do like a full festival summer just around, Asia and also Europe and maybe in US. So I don't think it's like one particular show, but like if I could just like have 3 months of festivals all over the world, I would be like, yep, perfect. I'm down.
Good to go. But we're gonna manifest that for you, having all of these festivals all around the world. I'm sure, like, I can speak for the Philippines specifically. We would love to have you here when the time is right. Obviously, we will welcome you with open arms and great energy. So we're gonna manifest that for you in the future. But what I love, especially about, like, I've been watching in preparation for this interview, I watched a lot of your interviews too and listened to a lot of your music. And I feel like one of the things that really comes across to me is how positive you are as like a person. Like, you have this great energy about you, like even just now, like with your whole pink thing going on, which I love. And I feel like you've also considered it as one of the most, like, your strengths and also one of your best qualities. So how have you always had like this kind of energy and mindset when it comes to, work and even just life in general?
I mean, I guess like yes and no, because I mean, my mom always said like, "Oh, you were born with a smile on your face," and it's like, well,
Oh.
great, but but obviously, like, I don't believe that life is only like positive all the time, and so I think like, I mean, that's important to say that just because you decide to kind of like, just because you are a positive person doesn't mean that you neglect the fact that it can be hard too. But I think like I think for me it's, yeah, I do naturally I feel like have quite a lot of energy, and I get a lot of energy from, for example, meeting people and doing what I love. But I think also like it's important to mention that like during, like, what I've learned is that like during times when I'm not naturally just positive, I have to kind of like try and remind myself to find the positives in any situation. And I think, it's not something that comes natural for everyone, but I believe that it's almost like a muscle that you can also try and like train in a way, in the same way that like I'm a songwriter, but it doesn't mean that every time I sit down and I write a song, it's just like zrup, and then the out comes like an amazing song. Like, I have to practice, and I have to write a lot, and I have to try and fail, and I have to have good days and bad days, and the more I do it, the more naturally it comes. And for me, I experience, at least for me, that it's the same with the positive mindset, that it doesn't always feel like natural, and it's not always easy to find the positives. But the more I like remind myself to try and look for it, and remind myself to see the positives in any situation, the more natural it comes. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, I really like that you said it's kind of like a muscle that you have to train. Because,
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's like, it's not like your first instinct is always to find the positive thing, especially like in a very difficult situation. I feel like for everybody, it's not always just like, okay, we're going to look at the positive of this. Definitely not. That's not how life works, I feel like. So that's so true. It is like a muscle you kind of have to train with experience, and also just, being mindful of all of these
Absolutely,
things.
yeah. And I think like sometimes it's really hard to find the positives.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like
Yeah.
really trying to twist and turn it in every single, like, direction. But even if it's like a small thing, or even if it's a thing you realize like, okay, maybe I'll see, what good came out of this in like a while. But I don't know. It's just, I mean, I have to work at it, I think, as everyone else. But I also think it's important to like to stay positive. For me, I mean, I guess I'm really lucky because I get to do music every day, which is like the one thing that gives me like so much positive energy, and it gets me thriving, in life. And so I also realize that it's a very lucky situation to be in, I guess. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, we love that you're able to kind of express all of these things through music too. I mean, not everybody can do that. Obviously, I can't, but we leave it up to artists like you to be able to express all of these feelings into music, which brings me to talking about your latest single, which is called Bright Cider. Can you tell us more about how you came up with this track and like what was the inspiration behind Bright Cider?
I mean, yeah, I think that was talking about everything that we've just been talking about. Like, obviously, we've all been in a like pandemic for the last 2 years, and I really try like not focus too much about that, because like I just think everyone's so happy to not be thinking about it 24/7 now, finally. But I guess like, as a musician during, and as many other things as well, but obviously I'm coming from a musician's point of view, but like it was your everyday life just completely changed. Like suddenly we weren't, gigging, and we weren't meeting people, and we weren't traveling. And so like things was starting to feel kind of monotone. And and I think, Bright Cider was like a result of, because the music was also starting to feel a bit uninspired. And I said to the guys that I wrote Bright Cider with, I said, okay, we need to write a song that feels like how we want to feel like, not necessarily how we're feeling like at the moment. And so it almost became like an escape, or like a song about dreaming, about feeling a lot more and being really upbeat. And we wrote the song, and it became like a really good motivation, because I knew that the minute we were going to start playing it live, it would be so exciting. So, whenever I needed a little bit of a push, I was just like, okay, let's just listen to Bright Cider and remember that someday soon we're going to be doing festivals again, and, things are going to go back to normal. So it was like weirdly my own motivational song, I guess.
And that's so crazy because now you're able to do those things, which is so cool, and like kind of really did push you there. And I feel like Brightsider does have that kind of distinct like characteristic, even though things aren't that great like right now to people who are listening. But when they listen to Brightsider, it kind of does give them that feeling that life is so like, there's so many things to look forward to. There are things that you can look forward to that it will really push you there. And I love the energy that you're able to give through Brightsider. And also looking at like the comments of people on the lyric video too, like everybody's saying like the song's amazing, song of the summer, and it's full of positivity, and it's just like, just this amazing vibe for a lot of people all around the world. So how does it feel to kind of see all of that love coming from many different people all across the world who also kind of went through the same feelings that you did, feeling hopeless at one point, but found the solace and like positivity through your music?
Yeah, but yeah, that's what is so amazing about like music, because like, and obviously like I think people were like all around the world. We are maybe like living in different with different situations. Maybe we are like different cultures, and we are like all these things that makes. But I still think that like we are so similar in so many ways, and I feel like music is like this one language that we all like understand. Even if we don't speak the same language, we can still like recognize the like feeling in a song. And I think that's what's really cool about music. And like I have fans like or like my audience is kind of spread all over the world, but still and we are like different ages and different languages and all these things, but still we all connect over the same thing, which is the songs, which I think is super super cool. And yeah, I don't know, it's just I feel like a lot of people use my music for like a slight like pick me up, in the morning or something. They put it up to like be energetic, and yeah, I think that's really cool. That's kind of the intention, I guess, of my music in a way. So that's
Yeah.
exciting.
And I wouldn't say it's like a slight pick me up. I think it's like a huge pick me up. So speaking from my perspective, I think it's a huge pick me up. Like any time of the day, if you just need a little push, like you said, I feel like Bright Cider and just your music in general is able to do that. And I totally agree. It's crazy how, you know, we all come from different places, different situations, but we all can somehow relate to music no matter where we are in the world. So thank you so much, Dagny, for of course sharing your music with all of us, especially during this time. And it makes us so excited for everything else that you have planned. I'm sure you have so many things you want to do with your music and everything else that you have going on. So what else can we expect coming from you?
Ooh, good question. That is, I mean, for now, it's just like gigging for the next few months. But then obviously, like, it's been, what, 2 years since I did my last album. And I would love to do another one. So that's kind of what I'm working towards at the moment. But exactly when it's gonna come out, I don't know. And it's like whenever you do an album, you kind of, it's like, you know, you're finishing a chapter, and so now it's like kind of looking for what's the next chapter and what's the next kind of inspiration, I guess. So yeah, I'm just writing a lot, and we'll definitely be releasing more music during the year, but exactly what it is, I don't know yet.
For sure. Well, we will savor this chapter of Dagny for now while we look forward to the other chapters. So to everybody tuning in, don't forget, of course, to stream Dagny's music. It's available everywhere, especially her most recent single. It's called Bright Cider. Definitely the best pick-me-up whenever you need it. But before I let you go, Dagny, do you have a message to all of your Filipino fans who are so excited to have you over when the time is right, and everybody who's just been supporting you and your music?
Oh, just thank you, and I can't wait to see everyone again. And literally, like, it's on the top of my list of where I want to go to, like, play shows. So it's hopefully definitely gonna happen at some point. But in the meantime, it's just really nice. I'm seeing like a lot of my audience over there, like, you know, on my socials and stuff, and it's really nice to like connect. So yeah, just keep listening, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
For sure. We're going to manifest it together, Dagny, that we were able to do that. But in the meantime, we will listen to all of your music available online. But thank you so much, Dagny, for joining us here on MYXclusive today. It was great having you.
Thank you for having me. It's super nice.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you as well to everybody who tuned into this MYXclusive interview. Once again, this has been Sam with 2M's with Dagny. Thank you, everybody. Bye.